Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 443. The title of today's lesson is the difference between reminisce, recall, and remember. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If someone reminisces, he or she fondly remembers enjoyable experiences from the past. Yeah, so actually reminisce is the easier one to separate from the three here, because reminisce is only good memories. You don't reminisce about bad memories. Recall and remember could be good or bad, but reminisce is only good. All right, so let's continue. This could be stimulated by looking at old photos, visiting old neighborhoods, reunions, like, school reunions or family reunions, etc. Anything that brings back fond past memories, good past memories. Could also be set off by old songs. Yes, songs are often connected with things that happen or remind us of old times. That could, set off you reminiscing about something, or things from one's childhood. Maybe some toy that you played with or something like that reminded you of your childhood. The older you are, the more likely you will reminisce. Yeah, if you're too young, you probably don't reminisce about much at all. If you're a teenager, there's not that much time to reminisce yet. Probably, really, you don't start reminiscing a lot until you're probably around middle age. And then the older you get, the more you reminisce from there, because, of course, you got more time to reminisce about. All right, let's continue. Recall and remember are quite similar, so very similar. And in many situations could be interchangeable, so you could use one or the other in the same situation. However, remember is the most common. In fact, when you reminisce or recall, you remember as well. So remember is the most general one, because if you're reminiscing or you're recalling, you are remembering at the same time. Recall suggests and is more often used when you want to emphasize you are putting in more effort to remember. You're trying harder to remember. One needs to search one's brain to try to call back the memories. That's what we mean really when we say that we're trying to recall. Like, you're recalling the memories. Memories, come on up to the top of my head so I can, just talk about them. I think recall tends to be used more in the negative. Now, you could use it in the positive. Somebody could say, I recall, but I think it's more often common that you hear somebody say, I just can't recall, meaning like, I'm trying, I just can't recall it. I tried to search my brain, but it just didn't come up. Kind of like that. All right, so one is more likely to say, I don't recall, then it is used in the positive sense. I also read that recall is used more by lawyers in courts, possibly to suggest that you must also put in more effort to try to remember, basically. If the thoughts are right on the top of your head, you are more likely to just simply say you remember it, because it's right there. You don't have to think hard about it. You're more likely to use remember in that situation. Okay, good. All right, and let's just cover. We got 6 examples here that try to help cover these ideas. So here's the first one. I went to my 20-year school reunion and I reminisced with my former classmates about old times. Yeah. So, you talked about like what you used to do in class, you remembered about, what happened, and probably things that you liked. All right, number 2 here. I love looking at old photos and reminiscing about my childhood. Yeah, maybe. Or number 3 here. Do you recall what you witnessed on the night of the murder? So this sounds just like a law court, or maybe even the police trying to act. They're trying to tell you to put in effort to try to remember this. All right, number 4. I tried to remember, but I just couldn't recall. So again, that's the way we use it. All right, number 5. I can easily remember my ID number, or in the U.S. we might say your social security number, some sort of number that you probably repeat a lot, so you just remember it, you just know it. All right, and number 6 here, do you remember what you ate for breakfast? Yeah, the sooner, the more recent it was, the more you might say remember. And if it was a memory from a long time ago, then it might be a little more likely that you might try to say recall, again, because you feel like you have to search your brain more to get it. Okay, anyway, I hope it's clear. I hope you have a much better understanding of when you're more likely to use one of these terms instead of another. Anyway, thank you for your time. I hope it was very informative. Bye-bye.